you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video, and please like this video. But before we get into the video, I do want to talk to you guys. I want to let you guys know what's going on. I did receive notification that I will be taking a baby home from the hospital. This baby is due in June, and it's like everything is happening really so fast. I'm just finding out about this, and you know, it's not like most people where they get 9 months to prepare for a birth of a baby. All of this has happened really quickly. And so there may be some issues with the baby, as far as health wise, due to the mother and the father's drug abuse while the mother was pregnant with the child. And so I am going to have to be dealing with that. I've been praying every day that the baby will be okay. But yeah, I will be taking the baby home from the hospital. I will be raising it. The mother of the child will be gone for a long time. And so I have went to an attorney. As you know, I've already got the paperwork that I do need to be able to take the baby from the hospital, but in order to make it permanent, I will need to go to court and get legal guardianship of the baby. And I have to do that once the baby is born. And so, yes, there is a lot going on with that. I did hire an attorney, and, like I said, I have a month and a half, well, maybe less than a month and a half to prepare for a baby, and I have nothing for this child. Um, and then, again, on top of that, I don't know what long-term care the baby might need. Um, Hopefully everything will, the baby, I'm hoping will be okay and it'll be healthy. Um, I did set up a GoFundMe, just because of the fact that this is, I've got a month to prepare for a baby. I need everything for this baby. I need diapers. I need clothes. I need um, everything. I need what, anything could help with the fees for the attorney. Um, I have to travel to go and be able to get the child from the hospital. I guess it's like a 3-hour drive. So there's going to be a lot that is going into this. Of course, I'm going to share it with you guys, the journey of me going to get the baby, and you know, I'm really excited to, eventually share the baby with you guys. But I did set up a GoFundMe so that if anybody is interested in helping to donate $2 or $3 to help give this baby a good head start in life, it would be so appreciated. I am going to post the GoFundMe in the comment section and in the description. So if you are felt led to give a couple dollars, um, it would be it would be so helpful, because everything is going to help me to help this child, um, to have a better life, a better future, and to be able to help make everything legal, and just be able to help buy things that it needs for it. Again, if I had 9 months to prepare for this, that's it would have been so much better for me. But this all happened at the last minute, and now I don't know what to do. So if you want to help, I will post the link in the description. But I want to go ahead and get into this video. So Velvet is talking about how she is making, or how women might make the wrong choices, or even men. Sometimes men make wrong choices. So yeah, let's go ahead and get in this video.
That I come here to be social, you know, I don't have that much social interaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to connect with you guys. But it's like this, right? The reality of the situation is this: some of us in the world need to stop thinking that women are just choosing the wrong men. Because when someone says something to the effect of that woman needs to make better choices in the men she's choosing, you know, and brushing it off to be, just that is highly criticizing to spiritual evolution, right? And what I mean when I say that is this: just like that woman making the wrong choice to be with that man that depleted her, took from her, degraded her, is just as much as there is a man out there who chose a woman that did the exact same thing to him. So, by that being duality and it being the full picture of humanity, we now have to break down the components of what makes a person susceptible to magnetically attracting to themselves low vibrational experiences. And that is,
There she goes talking about duality, and we'll get into that at the end of this video. But I do kind of agree with her on the fact of that, there are men out there who choose the wrong person for themselves, or there might be a woman out there who's seems to always continuously choose the wrong type of people for themselves. But the reality is that Velvet continues to choose wrong people for herself. And when it comes to children, you cannot continuously make that choice, because or continue to make bad choices, because it is the children who are going to suffer for these bad choices, like we seen with what Solar did with with baby Ellie Anna, and then we seen what um that the other one that she was with, that was giving her a bath, and then we heard her yelling in the background. And you cannot, when it comes to your children, you've got to make better choices, even if what and I hope we don't see what she's doing off camera. We don't know what she's out here doing. The only time we ever know what she's doing is if she brings something, you know, and she makes it public, or we have to read behind the scenes or the lines of everything she's saying, so we can figure out what she's up to. And we can basically pretty much figure out what she's up to just every time she speaks, because she always tells on herself without telling on herself. And so it seems to me that she's still there with her family. I'm hoping that she is still choosing to stay single right now for a while, and, allow her children to go to school, and, you know, to get over things that has happened to them. And God knows everything that, especially baby Eliana, she has had to suffer through, eh, throughout these years. First, with her father being in this cult leader, and then what they put her through, what they probably did to her, and then the men afterwards that her mom is choosing to be with. Hopefully she's getting the help that she needs.
What needs to be talked about? Not the fact that this woman chose men that she wasn't supposed to be with. How did she know at the time of her choosing? How did he know at the time of his choosing? Because everything takes time, right? And
I'm sorry. She says, how do you know? But I'm so confused by her saying that, because first, with this guy, Nature Boy, right? She knew all about him before she went there. She looked him up. She knew who he was. She liked what she saw, and she chose to go there. She chose to let this man put her with another man. And all of these things is what she chose to do. Solar, she's seen what that man did to his wife, Zoka, and that child. She knew what kind of a man he was. She knew where he came from. And then she still chose to go be with him. And so you can't say, I didn't know. Or how do you know that this person didn't know who this person was? Because she did know who these people were before she got with them. In life, there's always a choice. There's always a choice in everything that you do. And then you have to take accountability for that. And you can't later on say, well, how I didn't know. Or maybe the person who's making these wrong choices, choosing the wrong men, they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Yes, in this particular situation, you knew. You knew. And because of your ungodliness, and the fact that you want to be a god, is what led to many of those bad choices.
in due time, each party has bared witness to whatever the other person's character is, and then they have made a choice to stay or to leave. Most people have chosen to stay. I was once one of those people who chose to stay, and I fought every day. You think I wanted to live my life fighting for the rest of my life? And it wasn't because I was trying to change anyone, the reason why I was fighting. It was just because I was standing up for myself. Because in order for something to turn a person's heart impure, they've had to go through some type of trauma in whatever form, whatever that looks like. Because trauma is the gateway to allow demonic entities in to your soul. That's why we make it so relevant to heal, heal, heal. Let's do whatever we can to heal. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of going through this. At this point, a lot of us just trying to get it right. And we so afraid that we're reeling back who we really are because the world just ain't ready for authenticity. Because everybody's being fake with themselves. No one's really giving themselves what they need, the environment that they need, the proper time and self care that they need to reflect upon who they are as a soul. Everybody's on go. Everybody's doing something. Everybody's going somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. Life is lifing and it will continue to life, right? But the purpose is to understand who you are on a soul level. And this is when we start talking about knowing thyself. And when you're getting to know thyself, you will, especially if you was born from trauma, experience it and have to then alchemize whatever wisdom came from it into who you are authentically, not somebody you're not. It will never you will never work like that as a soul because you have a purpose. And this is the part where society starts to squash everybody and emotionally neglect them and abuse them and say, no, everyone needs to live this kind of way. You're very dogmatic if you think that way and you choose not to conform to what I'm telling you to do. And in many relationships with men and women, this is what's happening. And people are suffering from emotional abuse, physical abuse, some spiritual abuse, mental abuse, perpetuating the traumas that they're supposed to be healing from. But only a person who has been through trauma and then traumatize other people create realities of brokenness, feeling deserted on a soul level. And then you lose yourself in pride and your integrity starts to dwindle and you become the face of disgrace. And that's not by anyone's judgment or anyone's calling, but the Most High. So don't look at me like I'm judging you, because at the end of the day, I got my own soul level growth that I need to be focused on. And for me personally, while we are on the topic of choosing wrong men, I have 3 children by 3 different men. And I don't think I did the best job, you know, selection wise, But Aviana's dad is a great character, and I appreciate him as a soul. And with that being the case, we coexist. And that's how I view life to be for everyone, you know? But everybody is so traumatized to the point where we can't come outside of ourselves to think about everybody as a whole. And that's when you start having, you know, men in your life or women in your life that want to control whatever it is that you think or you want to say or how you want to feel, even probably down to your environment. And if they can't get to your environment, they definitely going to rile you up emotionally and create an uncomfortable environment for you to live in. You walking on eggshells every single day and you can't really voice your opinion, because if you do that, it's gonna start an argument and y'all gonna be arguing for boo long. I ain't got time for that shit.
Nobody's got time for that. I mean, there's no reason to be with anybody who wants to control you and treat you that way. I think that from my point of view, I'm just hoping that she's learned her lesson. I'm hoping that she makes better choices in life. It seems like, again, we don't know what she's doing off camera, but from what we can see so far, it seems like she's trying to, as far as her kids go, trying to make the better choices. But now there are some things that are concerning, spiritual wise with her, that, I still believe that she considers herself a god, and that, we're still seeing stuff like this from her. Black and white represents duality, like the yin and yang. They believe that in order to find balance, both light and darkness are part of the same whole, that both paths lead to the same end. The balance that duality made whole through the ratio of the PHI 1.618, also known as the golden means. It has to do with the nature of the law. To them, meaning the Illuminati, as above, so below represents the hermetic struggle between the flesh and the soul. They believe that through knowledge of both good and evil, they can transcend the physical, becoming enlightened or illuminated, becoming like God. The same lie the serpent told Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden to get them to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So basically, Satan was his goal was to trick Adam and Eve so that they would know both good and evil, and that it would make them like a god. And so this is what they believe. And if you think for 1 minute, the Velvet is doing all of this just to make a fashion statement, or that she's trying to, you know, just look cute. No, when they're doing this, they're paying homage to Satan with the signs, hand signs, or they're covering one eye, or they're wearing this um, black and white duality, the knowledge of good and evil. They and they believe they're enlightened, and that that they can become as gods or a god if they know all of this knowledge of good and evil. And you know don't let them trick you, because they serve one master. When she's speaking about the Most High, she's speaking about her the god that she worships, which is Satan. In my opinion, it is not the god that we worship. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And again, I will be posting the link to the GoFundMe in the description and the comment section. And if you could just leave your comments below and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Velvet is changing? Do you think that she's trying to do better? Let me know what you think.